boys and girls. The Junie B. Jones book for this week is called Junie B. Jones is a Party Animal. There are 8 chapters, and chapter 1 is called The Richiest Nana. My name is Junie B. Jones. The B stands for Beatrice, except I don't like Beatrice. I just like being, that's all. I am almost 6 years old. Almost 6 is when you ride the bus to afternoon kindergarten. My bestest friend named Grace rides the bus with me. Every day, she sits right next to me because I save her a seat, that's why. Saving a seat is when you zoom on the bus and you hurry up and sit down. And then you quick put your feet on the seat next to you. And after that, you scream the word, save, 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 saved, and no one even sits next to you. Because who wants to sit next to a screamer? That's what I would like to know. Me and that Grace have another bestest friend at school. Her name is Lucille. Lucille does not ride the bus with us. Her Richiest Nana drives her to school in a big gold car. Its name is called a Cadillac, I think. And guess what? Today, that big gold Cadillac was driving right next to the school bus. I banged on my window very excited. Lucille, hey, Lucille, it's me, Junie B. Jones. I'm right next to you on the school bus. See me, Lucille. I'm banging on my window very excited. Lucille did not see me. Yeah, only here's the problem. Your Nana just speeded up her car, and so now you are zooming way ahead of the bus, and so how am I supposed to keep shouting at you? That's what I'd like to know. I sat down and smoothed my skirt. Lucille's Nana has a lead foot, apparently, I said to that Grace. Lucille's Nana is rich, she said back. Lucille's Nana is very, very rich, I said. She owns a big giant house with 1 million rooms in it, and she lets Lucille's whole entire family live there, because it's way too big for just one Nana. Wow, said that Grace. I know it is wow, Grace. My Nana just owns a plain old regular house, and that's it. That Grace did a sad sigh. My Nana just owns a condo in Florida, she said. Then me and that Grace looked at each other very glum. After that, we didn't talk the rest of the trip. Only guess what? When we got to school, we saw the Nana's big gold car. It was parked right next to the parking lot. Me and that Grace run there speedy fast. Lucille, it's me and Junie B. Jones, plus also that Grace. We are running to see your Richiest Nana. We opened the door and sticked our heads inside. Hi, Nana, I said. Hello, Nana, said that Grace. Then Nana looked surprised at us. Yeah, only you don't have to be afraid of us, I said, because we know your grandgirl very good. Plus, we won't even harm you. Me and that Grace got in the back. I rubbed my hand on the seat. Ooh, I love this rich velvety interior, I told her. I put my cheek on it. These seats are ooh la la, Nana, I said. Lucille looked grouchy at me. Don't call her Nana. She's my Nana, not your Nana. Lucille, said the Nana, very shocked. What's gotten into you? Your little friends are darling. Yeah, Lucille, I said. I am darling. Plus, that Grace is darling, and so back off, right, Nana? The Nana did a hoot of laughing. Hey, you're the friendliest Nana I ever saw, I said. And so maybe me and Grace can come to your Richie house sometime. Lucille's Nana did another loud hoot. Then me and that Grace did loud hoots too, and all of us kept on laughing and laughing. Only not Lucille. Chapter 2. Excellent work of us. Lucille sits at my same table in room 9. She kept on being mad at me, only I don't even know why. That is a lovely sweater you are wearing today, Lucille, I told her. She scooted her chair away from me. I scooted next to her. Ooh, is that sequins I see on the collar? Because sequins are my favorite little shiny, roundish, beady things, I said. I touched one of the sequins. Lucille pushed my hand away. I tickled under her chin very friendly. Coochie, coochie, coo, I said, real fun. Lucille turned her back to me. I swinged her ponytail. Swingy, 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 I sang. Just then, Lucille springed up out of her chair. Stop touching me, she shouted right in my face. My teacher hurried to my table speedy fast. Her name is Mrs. She has another name too, but I just like Mrs. and that's all. I smiled at her very cute. Hello, how are you today? Me and Lucille are not even fighting. We are just having a loudest conversation. Mrs. looked at me funny. I think you mean conversation, Junie B. Conversation is not even a word. I tapped my chin very thinking. Then all of a sudden I jumped up real excited. Yeah, Mrs. I do have something. I saved Grace a seat on the bus. I shouted across the room. Grace, hey Grace, tell Mrs. how I saved you a seat on the bus because she thinks I don't know my words. That Grace shouted back. She does, teacher. Junie B saves me a seat on the bus every day. I smiled very proud. See, Mrs.? See, I told you. Mrs. stared at me a real long time. Then she closed her eyes and she said she needs a vacation. Pretty soon, the bell rang for recess. Lucille didn't even wait for me with Grace. She ran right out of the door without us. That's how come we had to chase that girl down to surround her. I made my voice very growly. I'm at the end of my string with you, miss. How come you keep being mad at us? Because me and that Grace don't even do anything to you. Lucille stomped her foot. Yes, you did. You ruined everything. I was begging my Nana for a little white poodle, and she was almost going to say yes, and then you guys got in my back seat. Now everything is ruined. I did a huffy breath. That's not even our fault, because we didn't even know you were begging. We just wanted to see your Richiest Nana, and that's it. I don't care, said Lucille. You should have stayed away. You guys have your own Nanas. Just then, me and that Grace got very glum again. I know we have Nanas, but they're not rich like yours. That Grace hanged her head. Our Nanas are just regular. After that, Lucille acted nicer to us. Sorry, she said. Sorry about your regular Nanas. I was just upset about not getting my poodle, that's all. Usually my Nana gives me whatever I want. Just then I smiled real big, because a great idea popped into my head. Lucille, hey Lucille, maybe me and that Grace can come to your Nana's house and we can help you beg for a poodle. I danced all around. And here's another great idea. Maybe we can even spend the night, possibly. Because me and that Grace never even saw a rich house before. Plus, that way we can beg for your poodle the whole entire evening. All of a sudden, that Grace started dancing around too. When can we come? When can we come? I clapped my hands, very thrilled. I am available on Saturday, I believe. Me too, said that Grace. I'm available on Saturday too. Lucille thought and thought. I don't know about Saturday, she said. My mommy and daddy and brother are going away for the weekend, so it's just going to be my Nana and me. I jumped up and down. Hooray! That will work even better, because now we can beg your Nana with positively no interruptions. Just then Lucille started to smile. Hey, yeah. Why didn't I think of that, she said. I pointed at myself. Because I'm the brains of this outfit, that's why, I said real happy. After that, all of us skipped around and around, because me and that Grace did a high five, because we were on our way to Nana's house, of course. Chapter 3, The Rules. Guess what? On Friday, Lucille's Nana called my mother, and she invited me to spend the night with Lucille on Saturday, and Mother didn't even say no. My feet zoomed all around the house when I heard that. I'm spending the night, I shouted. I zoomed into my baby brother Ollie's room. Hey, Ollie, I'm spending the night. Just then Mother ran into the door, and she swished me right out of there. It was not pleasant. I brushed myself off. Yeah, only you shouldn't actually swish away people, I said. Mother raised her voice at me. How many times, Junie? How many times have I told you to stay out of Ollie's room while he's sleeping, huh? How many? I thinked for a minute. 1,000,000,000,000,000. But that's just a ballpark figure, I said. Mother glared at me very mad. I rocked back and forth on my feet. A ballpark figure is when you don't actually know the actual figure, and so you make up a figure because that will get people off your back. My friend named Ricardo told me that. His father sells insurance, I believe. Mother tapped her angry foot. We are not talking about Ricardo's father, Junie B. We are talking about going into Ollie's room while he's sleeping. And besides, I haven't said that you could spend the night at Lucille's. I want to talk it over with your father first. I hugged her leg. Mother, please, I'll be good, I promise. Just then the front door opened. It was my daddy. He was home from work. I ran to him like a speedy rocket, and then I hugged his leg too, and he couldn't even shake me off. I'll be good, Daddy, I promise. All of a sudden, Mother swished me away again. She put me down in the living room. Then she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. And guess what? They said I could go to Lucille's. Yippee, 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 I shouted. After that, I started to zoom some more, but Daddy quick grabbed me by my belt. Yeah, only here's the problem. I'm not actually zooming, I told him. No, here's the problem, said Daddy. Before you spend the night with Lucille, you have to agree to the rules. I raised my eyebrows. Rules? There's rules involved? Lots of rules, said Daddy. Then he and Mother bended down next to me, and they told me the rules of spending the night. They are no running, no jumping, no shouting, no squealing, no hollering, no snooping, no spying, no arguing, no fighting, no cheating at games, no talking back to the Nana, no breaking other people's toys, no grumping, no crying, no fibbing, no tickling people when they say no, no staying up late, and absolutely no headbutting. After I heard the rules, I did a sigh. Yeah, only that doesn't actually leave me much to work with, I said. Mother ruffled my hair. Sorry, kiddo, but that's the deal, she said. Take it or leave it. Take it, I shouted. I'll take the deal. And I kissed Mother and Daddy on their cheeks, and I hugged them very tight, and they couldn't shake me off again. Before we read chapter 4, let's summarize. So, Junie B got invited to her very fancy friend's fancy grandma's house. Probably a house that is big and full of lots of expensive things that could get broken. Junie B's parents said she could go, but they said she can't do a bunch of things like no running, no spitting, no screaming, no headbutting, all this stuff. My guess is there's probably going to be a slight disaster. Let's find out. Chapter 4, packing my bags. The next morning was Saturday. I jumped out of bed and run to the kitchen. Then I got a big giant plastic bag and I run back to my room and to pack for Lucille's. First, I packed my favorite pillow. Then I packed my pajamas and my bathrobe and my slippers that look like bunnies. Also, I packed my blanket and my sheets and a small, attractive throw rug. Finally, I packed my stuffed elephant named Philip Johnny Bob. He looked up at me from inside the bag. "Yeah, here's a problem," he said. "You're not actually supposed to put me in a plastic bag because I could suffocate in this thing." My eyes got big and wide. "Oh no," I said, real upset. "I forgot about that." That's how come I quick got my scissors and cut holes in the bag for that guy. Philip Johnny Bob sniffed the air. "Better," he said. I petted his trunk. Then I went into the family room and I watched cartoons until Mother got up. Pretty soon I heard slippers in the hall. Mother, I'm all ready. I'm ready to go to Lucille's." I pulled my mother into my room and showed her my plastic bag. Mother shook her head. "Way too much stuff," she said. Then she got a teeny suitcase from the shelf and she packed my pajamas and my slippers and my robe and my toothbrush. After that, she got a sleeping bag from her closet and she put my pillow on top of it. "There, that's all you need. You're all set," she said. I springed into the air. "All set!" I hollered real joyful. "Junie B. Jones is all set for Lucille's." After that, I quick grabbed Philip Johnny Bob and I dragged my stuff to the front door. "All righty, let's be on our way," I shouted. Mother was in Baby Ollie's room. She didn't come. "Okie dokie, I'm just going outside now. Junie B. Jones is going outside to get in the car," I shouted louder. Just then Mother ran to get me. "No, Junie B, no, I'm not taking you to Lucille's, remember? Lucille's Nana is picking you up at 3 o'clock. I told you that, I'm sure." All of a sudden, my shoulders got very slump because I didn't actually remember that information. "Darn," I said. 3 o'clock takes forever. After that, I slumped to the table and ate my breakfast. Excuse me, my dog is here saying hello. He's very confused about why I'm talking to myself in the basement. Barnabas, go upstairs, please. Do you think he'll listen? Let's find out. We'll keep reading. Then I sat on my front step, and I swinged on my swings, and I read some books, and I ate a cheese sandwich, and I waited, and I counted to... He doesn't want me to read the book. Hold on. All right. I let the dog out. So here we go. I sat on my front step, and I swinged on my swings, and I read some books, and I ate a cheese sandwich, and I counted to 1,000,000 bazillion, and I sat on my steps some more, and then guess what? 3 o'clock finally came. I saw the big gold car in my driveway. "Hey, she's here, she's here, she's here," I yelled real thrilled. Mother and Daddy hurried to the door. "You ready to go?" said Mother. "Ready!" I yelled. "Junie B. Jones is ready to go!" The Richiest Nana got out of her car. I threw my arms around her. "Hello, Nana! Hello, hello! I've been waiting for you the whole livelong day." Mother pulled me off of that woman. "Sorry," she said. "I'm afraid Junie B has a little extra energy in her. She's been sitting on the step for hours." I leaped high in the air. "Sitting on the step! Junie B. Jones has been sitting on the step!" Daddy and Mother carried my things to the big gold Cadillac. And guess what? When they opened the door, Lucille and that Grace were already in the back seat. "Lucille, Grace, I didn't even know you were already here, and so this is a delightful surprise." I reached inside to try to tickle them, but Mother pulled my hand away. "Please, Junie B, don't start." I saluted her. Aye, Captain," I said, real hilarious. After that, I got in the car and bounced off the softy seat. Only too bad for me, because I accidentally bounced too high and banged my head on the roof. Then Nana did a gasp. I patted her. "Yeah, that didn't even faze me," I said. After that, I buckled my seatbelt, and I waved goodbye to Mother and Daddy, and the Nana drove us away. Chapter 5, Going to the Ball. Lucille was sitting in the middle. She whispered real quiet to me and that Grace. "Beg for my poodle," she said. "You promised, remember? You promised to beg for my poodle." Me and that Grace looked at each other because we didn't actually want to do that thing. Lucille poked us. "Come on, you promised." I did a sigh. Then I thinked about what to say. Finally, I took a deep breath. "Hey, Nana, guess what? Lucille wants a poodle, apparently, and so could you buy her one, do you think?" "Yes, could you?" asked that Grace. "Because she's making us beg you or else we can't spend the night." That Nana's mouth came all the way open. "Oh, so that's what this is all about, huh? Well, my granddaughter knows perfectly well that I'm allergic to dogs. So you can tell Lucille that a poodle is out of the question, I'm afraid." I patted Lucille, very understanding. "A poodle is out of the question, we're afraid." Lucille kicked her feet up and down. "Beg harder. You have to beg harder." I did a frown. "You firm on that, Nana?" I said. "No poodle, Lucille," said the Nana, very snappish. Lucille kicked her feet some more. I knew that idea wouldn't work, she grouched. Just then the car stopped in front of a big iron gate. Grace's eyes opened big and wide. Wow, this gate looks like a castle gate, she said. Lucille smiled a teeny bit. That's not a castle gate, you silly head. That's just the gate to my house. The Nana pushed a button and the gate opened right in front of our eyes. Hey, that button is like magic, I said. Lucille smiled bigger. After that, the Nana drove down a long driveway and she stopped in front of a big, beautiful house. Lucille jumped out of the car and ran inside. Me and that Grace followed after her. And guess what? Lucille's house was even beautifuler on the inside than it was on the outside. There was a big, beautiful row of stairs and a big bowl of flowers and a beautiful, giant, sparkly ceiling light made out of glass. I did gasp at that ceiling light. That light is taking my breath away, I said. Lucille skipped all around in a circle. She sang a song loud in our ears. See, I told you I was rich. See, I told you I was rich, she sang. After that, she made that song up, I believe. After that, she took our hands and showed us the rooms in our house. She showed us the living room and the dining room and the kitchen and the big giant patio and the daddy's office and the mother's office and the family room and the pool room where you play pool and the outside pool where you swim and the hot tub and the library and the gym and the Nana's room and the mother and daddy's room and the fancy gold bathroom with the jacuzzi and the brother's room and a whole bunch of guest rooms. Then finally, Lucille showed us her very own bedroom. And it looked like a bedroom where a princess lived. Lucille's bed had pink fluffy frilly top on top of it. That's called a canopy, she explained. It matches my pink silky draperies and my pink silk bedspread and my pink telephone and my plush pink rug and my wallpaper with pink flowers on it. And see my TV and see my stereo and my computer and my CD player? She pointed to the corner. And did you notice all my big stuffed animals standing over there? My eyes popped out of those giant eyes. The giraffe was even bigger than me. Me and that Grace ran to play with them. No, stop, don't. You're not allowed to touch them. They're just for show. Huh? Said that Grace. What? I said, how come? Because they were expensive. That's how come. Those animals costed Nana a fortune. Oh, I said, kind of disappointed. Oh, said that Grace. We sat down on Lucille's bed. Lucille shouted at us again. No, get up. You're not allowed to sit on that bed. The bedspread is just for show. Me and that Grace sprang right off of there. Lucille quick smoothed the material with her hand. Don't you know anything? This bedspread is made out of silk. I told you. I'm not allowed to get it dirty. Oh, I said. Oh, said that Grace. After that, Lucille skipped over to her dresser and she pressed a button on her mirror. A million bajillion lights came on. Look at this, I said. This is my very own... Oh, look at this, she said. This is my very own professional makeup mirror. It's the same kind of mirror that they use for movie stars. My Nana brought it for me all the way from Hollywood, California. Me and that Grace ran to that sparkly mirror. We looked at ourselves in the bright lights. Then we stuck out our tongues and made funny faces. Lucille quick turned it off. It's not a toy, she grouched. After that, me and that Grace just stood very still and we didn't touch anything. This is going to be a long evening, I said. Only just then, something very wonderful happened. Lucille's Nana came in the room and she was carrying a big box of dress-up clothes. I thought you little gals might like to have some fun with my old evening gowns, she said real nice. They're as old as the hills, but they're still quite stunning. Lucille ran to the box speedy quick. Let's play Cinderella, she said. She pulled out a beautiful sparkly pink gown. I'm Cinderella, she shouted. Then that Grace shoved me and her out of the way and she ran to the box too. She pulled out a sparkly blue gown. I'm the fairy godmother, she yelled. I did a huffy breath, because now I had to be one of the stepsisters, probably. I bent down and searched through the box careful. Then all of a sudden, I found something soft and long and soft. I quick pulled it out of there. The Nana's whole face lighted up. Oh my goodness, my old feather boa. Why, I haven't seen that thing in years. I danced all around with that lovely thing. I love this, Nana. I love this old feather boa. Just then another great idea popped into my brain. Hey, I know. I will be the famous singer that sings at Cinderellas Ball. Lucille and that Grace looked funny at me. What singer? There's no singer, said that Grace. I stomped my foot. Yes, there is, and there is too. I am a singer, and I am her, and my name is Florence, the famous singer, and I will be performing show tunes from the hit musical Annie, so there. Lucille and that Grace shrugged their shoulders at me. Then they dressed up in their beautiful gowns, and they went to the ball, and I sang, The sun will come out tomorrow. Chapter 6, Bouncing. After we finished playing Cinderella, the Nana called us to dinner. Me and Lucille and that Grace skipped into the big dining room. We sat at a long, shiny table. Pretty soon, Lucille's Nana came in from the kitchen, and she gave us our dinner. And guess what? Its name was Beans and Frank. Hooray, I said. Hooray for Beans and Frank, because this is my favorite kind of home cooking. The Nana did a teeny smile. Well, we usually have a cook, but I gave her the night off. After that, the Nana poured milk into beautiful sparkly glasses. Ooh, Nana, those are your best crystal glasses, said Lucille, real thrilled. I love these expensive things. Me too, I said. I love these expensive things too. Only too bad for me, because nobody even ever told me that crystal glasses were heavy. And so when I picked up the glass, it slipped right out of my hand, and it fell to the floor, and it broke into lots of pieces. Lucille's whole mouth came open. You broke it! You broke my Nana's crystal glass! The Nana's face was red and scrunchy. Sorry, Nana, I said real soft. Sorry I broke your crystal glass. The Nana sucked in her cheeks. Let's just try to be more careful, shall we, dear? I bobbed my head up and down. We shall. After that, I ate my Beans and Frank very careful. Only pretty soon my Frank spilled off my fork, and it landed on the Nana's white tablecloth. Oh, no, hollered Lucille. That's my Nana's good linen tablecloth. She brought it all the way from Ireland. The Nana's face was twisty and puffy. I quick pushed my plate away from me. My stomach felt in a tight knot. Yeah, only guess what? I'm not actually hungry anymore, and so I will just sit here and not spill anything, I think. The Nana cleaned up my mess with a wet cloth. After she finished, she brought us chocolate ice cream for dessert. Only too bad for me, because a teeny plop of ice cream dropped right off my spoon and it landed on my chair cushion. The Nana did a big breath. You're a bit of a bull in a china shop, aren't you, dear? She said. Sorry, Nana, I said. Sorry. The Nana patted my head very stiffish. Quite all right, she said, kind of mumbly. After that, I got down from the table, and me and my friends went back to Lucille's room. And guess what? Things got funner, because Lucille said we could play with the games in her closet on account of they weren't expensive. First, we played Chutes and Ladders, then we played Twister and Bingo and Chinese Checkers and Tic-Tac-Toe and Candyland, plus also we played Let's Spin till we get really dizzy and fall down. And guess what? I didn't even break anything. Hey, I think I'm getting the hang of this party, I said, real happy. Just then, the Nana knocked on Lucille's door. Time for you ladies to put your pajamas on, she told us. I danced all around the room real happy. Hooray for pajamas, because I brought my favorites. I quick put them on. See, Nana? See how big and baggy they are? That's how they feel so comfortable. The Nana's eyes looked down at me. How very charming, she said. Just then that Grace jumped right in front of me. Look at mine, Nana, she said. Look at mine. My pajamas have neon green polka dots on them. How very colorful, said Nana. All of a sudden, Lucille popped out of her big closet. Ta-da! Look at me, everyone. I am wearing my beauteous pink satin nightie. See how lovely I look? I look like a gorgeous model in this thing. Lucille let me and that Grace feel her material. How very smoothie, I said. After that, me and that Grace unrolled our sleeping bags on the floor, and then Nana took the silk bed front off Lucille's bed. Time to get your beauty sleep, princess, she told Lucille. And those two kissed and hugged goodnight, and then Nana shut the door. Only guess what? Lucille didn't even get in bed. She kept on twirling around in her pink satin nightgown. This is how models twirl, she said. They twirl so you can see their fronts and their backs. Lucille wouldn't stop twirling. See my front? See my back? She said. Me and that Grace got up out of bed to watch her twirl. Lucille's bed was soft and cushy. We bounced up there a teeny bit. Lucille stopped twirling. Hey, don't, she said. This bed is for beauty sleep only. I patted her very admiring. Yeah, only it's too bad we can't actually play up here, because this mattress is a bouncy one, I said. Just then Lucille's face did a sneaky smile. Want to bounce? She said real soft. Want to bounce? Really, really bounce? She tippy-toed to her door and looked down the hall. Come on, follow me, she whispered. I grabbed Philip, Johnny, Bob, and followed after Lucille and that Grace. We tippy-toed down the hall all around the corner. Then Lucille opened the door to a big guest room, and there was a giant bed in that place. See it? See how huge that bed is? My Nana had it specially made in case we have tall company. Lucille quick shut the door after us. Come on, let's go. And so all of us ran to that bed speedy quick, and we jumped and jumped and jumped on that thing. And I sang a joyful song. It's called Jumping, Jumping, Jumping on a Giant Bed. Jumping, Jumping, Jumping on a Giant Bed. I sang. Only too bad for me, because then all of a sudden I remembered something very important, and it's called Mother and Daddy said no jumping. I got off the bed speedy fast. Here's the problem. I'm not actually allowed to jump because Mother and Daddy said no jumping, and so you guys should stop jumping too, because that would be polite of you. Lucille and that Grace did not pay attention to me. That's how come I had to get back on the giant bed and shout in their faces, "Stop jumping! Stop jumping, I said! I'm not allowed to jump, and you guys shouldn't jump too!" Grace springed up high in the air. "Who's jumping? I'm not jumping," she said. She giggled very silly. "I'm bouncing." Just then, my whole face got happy. I hugged and hugged that girl, because Mother and Daddy said I didn't say I couldn't bounce. After that, I bounced and bounced and bounced. "Bouncing, bouncing on the giant bed," I sang. I bounced until sweat came on my head. Then I flopped down in the bed to rest. I flopped on a plumpery pillow. "Ooh, Lucille, this is the most plumpery pillow I ever saw," I told her. "Of course it is, silly," said Lucille. "That's because my Nana has all her pillows handmade from Sweden." I quick swing the plumpery pillow over to my friend Grace. "Grace, hey Grace, feel the plumpery pillow." Only that Grace didn't see the pillow coming, and so it accidentally hit her in the head. I peeked at her under that thing. "Oh, I didn't mean to harm you, because plumpery pillows don't hurt people, right, Grace, right?" That Grace did a teeny grin. Then she took a plumpery pillow off her head, and she swinged it all around, and she hit me in the tummy. "Oof," I said. Then I laughed and laughed. "Hey, I was right. Plumpery pillows don't hurt people." After that, I hit Lucille on the head with the plumpery pillow, and also I hit Grace again. Then those guys got their own plumpery pillows, and all of us kept on hitting each other real fun. Only just then, a mistake happened, because I didn't even know there was a rip in my plumpery pillow, and so the next time I hit Grace, all of my feathers exploded out of it. There was a million bazillion of those floaty things. They filled the whole air. Lucille did a gasp. That Grace did a gasp too. I danced all around, very giggling. "Hey, it's snowing," I said. "It's snowing, it's snowing." Just then, the door swinged open very fast. It was Lucille's Nana. She saw me holding the broken plumpery pillow. My heart pounded inside of me. "Hello," I said, very nervous. "How are you today?" "I am fine, except I am having a little bit of a feather problem, apparently." The Nana walked to me very slow. She took my pillow out of my hands, and she hid her face in that flat thing, and she didn't come out for a real long time. Chapter 7, Peeping. After a while, the Nana took us back to Lucille's room. Me and Philip Johnny Bob got in our sleeping bag very fast. Then, that Grace got in her sleeping bag too, and Lucille got in her softy bed. "Not one more peep out of you girls," said the Nana very grouchy. "Do you hear me? Not one more peep." She turned off the light and shut the door. I stayed quiet a real long time, because I was scared of that woman, that's why. All of a sudden, I heard a teeny voice. "Peep," it said. "Peep, peep, peep." It was Lucille. Me and that Grace giggled out loud at her. "Peep," said that Grace. "Peep," I said. "Peep," said Philip Johnny Bob. Then pretty soon all of us were peeping all over the place. Peep, 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 peep. Lucille kept on peeping louder and louder. "Peep, peep, 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 peep," she said. Also, she was giggling very hard. Finally, me and that Grace sat up in our sleeping bags. We stared at that girl. "Lucille's peeping out of control," said that Grace. "Maybe she's overly tired," I said. "Overly tired makes your brain go silly." Peep, 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 peep. Just then Lucille's Nana opened the door again. "Silence!" she yelled real scary. Shivers came on my skin. Then all of us quick crawled out under our covers again, and we closed our eyes, and we didn't say another peep. Chapter 8, Morning. Morning came very early. It was still dark outside. I jiggled Lucille and that Grace. "I'm hungry," I said. "Are you guys hungry? I'm really, really hungry." I shook them some more. "Let's eat. You want to eat? I really want to eat." Finally, Lucille and that Grace yawned and stretched. Then all of us put on our bathrobes and our slippers, and we went down the hall to get the Nana for breakfast. Lucille shaked her real gentle. "Wake up, Nana," she whispered. "Wake up, Nana," said that Grace. "Wake up, Nana," I said. The Nana did a snore. That's how come we had to pull her up by her arms, and we turned on a bright light in her face. The Nana yawned real big. It was not pleasant. After that, she got her robe and her slippers, and she went downstairs with us. We sat at the dining room table again. The Nana passed out cereal bowls. "Oh, Nana, these are the brand new China bowls you brought in from France. These are my favorites," said Lucille. All of a sudden, a knot felt in my stomach again. I tapped on the Nana's hand. "Here's the problem. I would like to have a plastic cereal bowl." because plastic is more my style. The Nana rolled her eyes away up at the ceiling. I looked up there too, but I didn't see anything. I don't own any plastic cereal bowls, she said. Oof, Nana's looking a little rough. After that, she brought out the orange juice and she poured it into teeny crystal glasses. I got down from my chair. I think I will just stand here and not eat or else I might spill something again, I said. The Nana looked and looked at me. Then she went back to the kitchen and she brought me a banana. Here, try this, she said kind of nicer. I did a smile. Then I ate my banana very careful and I didn't spill a drop. Mother picked me up at 9 o'clock. She came to the Nana's big, beautiful house to get me. My, what a lovely home you have here, she said to the Nana. Then Mother walked to the big bowl of beautiful flowers and she tried to smell those lovely things. No, don't! They are probably just for show, I said. After that, I said goodbye to my friends and I thanked the Nana. And I quick pulled Mother out of that house or else she might break something, that's why. I run down the step and got in my car and then I rubbed my hand on the back seat. It was not as soft as Nana's back seat. I smiled, very relieved. It's good to be back, I said. Mother drove down the long driveway. My stomach growled real loud. Guess what? My tummy is still hungry for breakfast because I didn't actually eat much this morning, I said. Mother laughed. I swear, Junie, your stomach is a bottomless pit, she said. Just then another great idea popped into my head. Mother, maybe you can stop at Grandma Miller's for breakfast because she fixes blueberry pancakes every Sunday morning and blueberry pancakes is my most favorite breakfast in the whole entire world. Mother thinked about my offer. Then all of a sudden she turned around in the car and she drove me to Grandma Miller's house and we got there just in time for blueberry pancakes. We ate a million bazillion of those delicious things. Plus also, I drank orange juice out of a plastic cup. Hooray, I said. Hooray for plastic. Then me and Grandma Miller hugged and hugged. And guess what? I think I like my regular Nana just perfect. The end. Thanks for reading with me.